saw these make your own buttons in a craft shop, so I thought this might be a nice idea to do a little bit of embroidery on a button and maybe turn it into a brooch, or maybe just use them as buttons. So I have this nice flowered fabric, and I'm just gonna cut out one of the flowers and use that as the base of the button. So pretty much center that in the button. These were the largest size buttons I could find. They are 3.8 centimeters. I'm going to use a tiny hoop just so I stay within the size. I'm trying to decide which flower to use. I love this fabric, and most likely I will use some of the other flowers for fussy cutting and doing some slow stitching with. So I want to be a little bit careful of which flower I choose for my button. Although this feels like quite a big size, it is going to be quite a small embroidery. So I want to do a little bee on the flower. I've not drawn one on, but you could draw one on. I'm just going to freestyle it. Got yellow and black embroidery threads. I'm just using 2 strands. I'll use 2 strands of yellow as well. You could make a smaller set. These are big, so I am thinking of turning them into brooches. But you could make a smaller set and put them on a little cardigan or a shirt to make a special feature. If you are putting them on clothes, you need to make sure that your threads that you're using are water, like the dye won't run in water. And also just keep your stitches really small, the same you would if you were embroidering directly on your clothes, because they will be going in the wash. If you're just using them to attach to a brooch back or sew onto a bag, or perhaps a jacket that doesn't get washed very often, then you can be a little bit more free in your stitching, because you don't need to worry about them coming loose in the wash. For the wings, I'm using white. It might be quite nice to sort of find a shimmery or shiny embroidery thread to get the look of wings a little bit more. I actually start to realise at this point that my bee is perhaps bigger than I was intending it to be. And it's actually sitting over quite a little bit of the flower. My picture in my head was sort of having the bee to one side and a bit smaller. And this is why sometimes it is good to draw your picture out on your fabric, because then you will stick to the scale you have in mind. It's quite easy just to, when you start stitching, to sort of let it grow. But I'm still liking the shape of the bee. I'm still liking how it's turning out. So when you've finished your embroidery, you just tidy up the back, and we're going to put it together. Now, I've not done this before. There are no real instructions to these things, so I'm just going to pull it tight on the front. It has a little sharp sort of jaw edge around the edge of the base of the button, so I'm just going to pull it tight over that edge. I think possibly you could draw it up if you do running stitch around the outside and then draw it like a drawstring bag. That would close over the bottom of the button. So I'm just trimming it down to a circle. and we are putting it in place now. And the little jaws actually do work quite well at keeping the fabric in place. Squeezing it, making sure it's tight, making sure it's smooth on the front. My bee is almost centered, which I'm okay with. I was thinking of it to one side, but because it's quite big in the end, it may as well go near the middle. Then you take the bottom piece and you essentially just push it on to the button until you hear a sort of clicking noise. So it does take a little bit of force. I think you can get sort of machines that press it into place, but you only really need your own strength to do this. You can see I'm just sort of pulling at the back, but it's perfectly secure. And that is how you make a fabric button with a little bit of embroidery detail.